Good evening. Welcome to the 225th Hootenanny at Dornan's. We do have a full house tonight, as you who got in are aware, and there are quite a few people who would like to get in, are waiting outside. So please, if anyone decides to leave, either soon or at the break, please tell Dustin at the door that you're not going to be back so he can let someone else in. We will be going about 3.5 or 4 hours tonight. We have 13 singers signed up. They each are going to do 2 songs. Then we'll take a short break, and then we'll have a second round. And that'll take about approximately 2 hours to get through the first round. We do always ask a couple of favors. The first is, please, no smoking in here for the rest of the evening. And the second is that we invite everyone to join us in what really has become a tradition here at Dornan's. And that is, please, no talking while the performers are on the stage. We will take a break, and everyone will be able to chat quite a bit then. We also have some t-shirts in. You can see Dustin or Erica or Dennis. They're above the wall over there. Hootenanny t-shirts. So if you'd like one of those, why, see them behind the bar. We are, we have another tradition here. And that is, when he is here, and he most always is here, my cohort, Bill Briggs, always starts the evening out. Bill sang the first songs here at the Hootenanny 4.5 years ago. Continues to do that every night he's here. Bill is the director of the ski school at Snow King Mountain. Used to be a guide for Exums, and we're very pleased tonight to have Glenn Exum here with us tonight. Good to have you here, Glenn. And Bill started years ago what were called Teton Tea Parties, and he held folk song evenings under the bridge here at Moose back around 1957 when the highway was being constructed. That was a very convenient tent for him, and stayed active with those folk song evenings when he was living up at the Climbers Campground up at Jenny Lake and then up on Guides Hill. Is one of the original members of the Stagecoach Band, now going on for 27 years every Sunday night, and will start off for us tonight. Please welcome Bill Briggs.
Now I'm getting into a situation of trying to define what heritage is and how do you keep it going of late. But one way is through music, I've decided. And I had a great time here in the 50s when I, not working on the highway, but when I got pulled off the highway to work for Glenn Exum, and started in as a mountain guide up there. It was for me a great honor to work with such fine people as he had for guides. It was a wonderful experience for me. I had a great chance to grow, but so did we all. He was a wonderful guy to work for. He provided us a greenhouse in which we all could grow. He's done wonderful things, but also in music. I don't think many people know that he had a band up in Kellogg, Idaho, at the high school there. Used to win national championships for that band. But this is a song to, I'm into climbing, of course, for tonight. You're going to have climbing songs, but this is a song I wrote with Glenn and other guys in mind. I'm one of the has-beens, a climber I've been. I used to be first rate and I used to climb clean. I could tackle the toughest, I could show you just how. But you may not believe it, 'cause I can't do it now. I am awkward as a new boy, used to the frown. Young climbers show me as I'm backing down. Well, I've taught with Glen Exon, Petzold and Parnell, Unsold and Corbett and the great Robbins Royal. I've gone up the Tetons with the best they could find, and there was not one among them who could leave me behind. But now I'm awkward as a new boy, used to the frown. Young climbers show me as I'm backing down. There's no use complaining, I'll never say die. Though my days of great climbing have all passed me by, I'll take the climbs easy, go slowly and clean. And I merely have told you just what I have been, but now I'm awkward as a new boy, used to the frown. Young climbers show me as I'm slowing down. Anyway, Glenn and I used to sing songs together once in a while. Maybe you'll come up and join me in another one here. Glenn, you want to come up?
Thank you.
That's a big one.
You know, I don't mind falling down. The problem I have is getting up. And, actually, you know, old Brigger here, he's one of my boys. And he's not a very good boy. But he's still my boy. But, you know, old Brigger, when I came back from Idaho where I was teaching, I looked up on the Grand Teton and I saw some tracks up there. I said, I wonder who the world put those tracks up there. And finally, Brigger, he said it was me. I said, man, you're crazy. If you put those tracks up there, you're not here. You can't be anywhere. But anyway, one of the great privileges I've had in my life is meeting people like you, and also meeting people like Brigger. But, you know, the last time I was here, he was talking about a song that was written by a bunch of guys back at Dartmouth University, where Briggs used to go to school. And I told him, I said, Briggs, you know, I know more about you than you know about yourself. And well, he says, how's that? Well, I said, you were crazy enough to get up there and ski off at the top of that mountain. He says, yes. And he did, and he's still alive. Or he's at least half alive. Okay. Well, okay, Briggs, let's try it. What are we going to do?
You were crazy enough to do the Extreme Ridge all by yourself.
Oh, well. It helps. It helps when you're crazy. Yeah. You got to get the right key.
Now the year may have more than one season, yet I can remember but one.
The time when the rivers are freezing and mountains in whiteness are spun. The snowflakes are falling so fast, and winter has come at last. Two boards upon cold water snow, oh, the easiest song that I know. Two boards upon cold water snow, oh, the easiest song that I know. Take everything else that I own. 2 hickory boards and some waxes, and I'm free in the mountains alone. If death finally finds me in spring, inscribe on my tomb what I see.
2 boards upon cold water snow, oh, the craziest song that I know. 2 boards upon cold water snow.
There is not that feeling that fine is there next to slack. Oh, 'tis the drawn vast is known for me, for the town of the so I'm little like a few let the snake you case, so I'm little like a few let take it. Of pies that is lonely, chicken, no, 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 that lonely, no,
And Bill Briggs. All right. Okay, next we have a fellow. This is the 3rd week he has been with us here at the Hootenanny. He, I believe, is a climber from out in Yosemite. Please welcome Bob Kaspar.
Well, Bill Briggs and Glen Exum, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. Probably badly. Along about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. And I never would have gotten through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee stud. The Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Drifted on down across no man's land, across the river called the Rio Grande. And I raced my horse with the Spaniards full till I got me a skin full of silver and gold. Me and the gambler, we couldn't agree, got in a fight over Tennessee. And we pulled our guns and he fell with a thud. I got away on the Tennessee stud. Got about as lonesome as a man could be, dreaming of my sweetheart in Tennessee. And the Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was dreaming of his sweetheart too. Drifted on back across Arkansas, I whipped her brother and I whipped her pa. And when I found the girl with the golden hair, she was riding on the Tennessee mare. Now there's a pretty little baby on the cabin floor, a little horse coat laying round the door. And I love the girl with the golden hair. And the Tennessee stud loves the Tennessee mare. An old Jimmy Driftwood song. Need to retune just a bit. I walked into the library over the Climbers Ranch the other day, or yesterday, and made the mistake of inquiring who won the Holyfield-Tyson fight. And everybody looked at me and told me what had happened, and it was so bizarre that I knew instantly it must be true.
They talked your ear off?
Well, I was reminded of Max Bayer, who, and I gained a new appreciation for him. He was a heavyweight champion, a great heavyweight, and he was receiving a pummeling at the hands of Joe Louis back in the 30s. And had both the dignity not to nibble on his ears, and the honesty not to rationalize his predicament. So in the corner between giving a respite from the pummeling, one of his cornermen, in an attempt to cheer him up, said, well, you know, Max, he ain't hitting you. And he got Max with the one eye closed and his face swollen, looks up at him and says, you better keep an eye on the ref, because somebody out there's beating the hell out of me. If I listened long enough to you, I'd find a way to believe that it's all true. Knowing that you lied straight-faced while I cried, still I'd look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Makes it easy to give. Never think about yourself. Someone like you makes it easy to believe. And if I gave you time to change your mind, I'd find a way to leave the past behind. Knowing that you lied straight-faced while I cried, still I'd look to find the reason to believe. If I gave you time to change your mind, I'd find a way to leave the past behind. Knowing that you lied straight-faced while I cried, still I'd look to find the reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Makes it easy to give and never think about yourself. Someone like you makes it easy to believe. Someone like you makes it easy to believe. Go ahead and spit my earlobe on the floor. I don't know how to end this song. Thank you.
Oh dear, Bob Casper. Well, he's getting real relaxed for his third time here. Bob's a fellow climber. He just went up the east ridge of the Grand, and comes from out in California, Yosemite. Okay, next we have a fellow that was playing with me last night, doing a wonderful job. He's got a great voice. Even writes some songs now and then. This is Patrick Troiani.
Thank you all. This is a song that I was in the mood to do tonight. This is something that can relate to the valley here. We're all transplanters here at one time or other from the east or the west now, you know. And I hope we don't find the signs of danger that it represents in this song. This is called The Last Resort. She came from Providence, the one in Rhode Island. And old world say, heavy in the air. She packed her hopes and dreams like a refugee, just as her father came from across the sea. She heard about a place where people were smiling, spoke about the red man's ways, how they loved the land. They called it paradise, I don't know why. As they watched the sunset later in the sky. See them saying something of life. They crossed along the waters to the great divide. They call it paradise, the place to be. As the old man comes along from along the sea. Down in the crowded bar, out for a good time. Yeah, they just celebrate what it's like up there. They call it paradise, the place to be. As they watch the western sun settling in the sea. You can leave it all behind, sail to Lahaina, just like the missionaries did so many years ago. They even brought a neon sign that said, Jesus is coming. They brought the white man's burden down. They brought the white man's rain. We'll provide the grand design. What is yours and what is mine? There is no more new frontier. We have got to make it here. We satisfy our endless needs and we justify our bloody deeds in the name of destiny and in the name of God. And you can't see them there on Sunday morning, stand up and sing about what it's like up there. They call it paradise. Let's welcome Hank Phibbs up here. Where did you go last night, Hank? That's good. Okay. Anywho, Hank and I got to do a song about a girl. You know, when you're in the music industry and music business, you always run into a girl like this. Into Rosie. That's her name. There's Rosies all over the place. I don't mind them. I really don't. So anyway, this is about Rosie. She was standing at the loading when the trucks pulled up. She was sniffing all around like a half-grown female pup. She wasn't hard to talk to, looked like she had nowhere to go. So I gave her a pass so she can get in to see the show. Then I sat her down right next to me and I got her a beer. And I set that sound on the stage so the band could hear. The more I watched them play, the less I thought of the say. But when the band got off, the damn drummer swept that pretty girl away. Rosie, you're all right. You wear my ring when you hold me tight. Rosie, that's my thing. When you turn out the lights, I got to hand it to me. It looks like it's me again tonight, Rosie. Well, I guess I might have known from the start she'd come for a start. I should have told my imagination not to run too far. After all the times I've been burned, by now you think that I would have learned that it's who you look like, it's not who you are. Rosie, you're all right. You wear my ring when you turn out the lights. Rosie, that's my thing. I know that it's right. I got to hand it to me. Looks like it's me, you again tonight. It looks like it's me, you again tonight. It looks like it's me, you again tonight, Rosie. 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 It looks like it's me, you again tonight, Rosie. Thank you very much, and thank Hank Phibbs.
All right. Patrick Troiani. We've got a fellow who's our local locksmith. Likes to do Western songs, does them awfully well. Used to play in a band called the Side Channel Swing. And anyway, please welcome up Greg Keckler.
Thank you. There is a man you'll hear about most every place you go. His holdings are in Texas, and his name is Diamond Joe. He carries all his money in a diamond-studded jar, and he never was much bothered by the process of the law. Well, I hired out to Diamond Joe, boys. I did offer him my hand, and he give me a string of horses so they could not stand. Well, I like to starve to death, boys. He did mistreat me so, and I never saved a dollar in the pay of Diamond Joe. Well, his bread it was corn dodger, and his meat I couldn't chaw, and he drove me near distracted with the wagging of his jaw. Oh, the telling of his stories, I aim to let you know there never was a rounder that lied like Diamond Joe. Tried 3 times to quit him, boys, but he did argue so that I'm still punching cattle in the pay of Diamond Joe. But when I'm called up yonder and it comes my time to go, give my blankets to my buddies and give the fleas to Diamond Joe. Thank you. This is written by Lillian Boss Ross. Lived across the road from Henry Miller out in the Big Sur country. My name is Lanjeno de Castro. My father was a Spanish grandee. I won my wife in a card game. To hell with those lords or the sea. Well, the South Coast is a wild coast and lonely. You might win in a game at Hulan, but a lion still rules the barranca, and a man there is always alone. Well, I played in a card game at Hulan. I played there with an hombre named Juan, and after I'd taken his money, I staked all against his daughter Dawn. Picked up the ace, I had won her. My heart was down at my feet. Jumped up to my throat in a hurry. Like a young summer's day, she was sweet. Well, he opened the door to the kitchen, and he called the girl out with a curse, saying, "Take her, goddammit, you've won her. She's yours now for better or worse." Well, her arms had 2 tighten around me as we rode down the hills to the south. Not a word did I hear from her that day, not a kiss from her pretty young mouth. I bet that was a gay, happy winter. We carved on a cradle of pine by the fire in that neat little shanty, and I sang with that gay wife of mine. But the South Coast is a wild coast and lonely. You might win in a game at Poulon, but a lion still rules the barranca, and a man there is always alone. And then that night I got hurt in a landslide, crushed hip and twice broken bones. She saddled her pony like lightning and rode off for the doctor in Poulon. The lion screamed in the barranca. Bucky bolted and he fell on the slide. My young wife lay dead in the moonlight. My heart died that night with my bride. Well, the South Coast is a wild coast and lonely. You might win in a game at Poulon, but a lion still rules the barranca, and a man there is always alone. Thank you very much.
Greg Keckler. We got a fellow I played music with last week. He's a wonderful storyteller. Even writes books about stories. Writing a new one these days. Plays guitar and sings a song awfully well for us in a traditional manner. This is John Cook.
Thank you. I have been given leave by Mr. Barker, the Chief Executive Officer of this Hootenanny, by the grace of God and Bob Dornan, to tell you a story, to introduce the one song that I'm going to do, because I'm going to tell you a story, which is the first song. But first, I want to remind you that this Friday, if you haven't been reading your paper or have just returned from a trek in Nepal, there is a free concert on Friday, July 4th, down at the high school, 6:30 p.m. by the Grand Teton Music Festival, including Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture with National Guard howitzers. Is this going to be a production number? The answer is yes. So you will be out of that well before the fireworks begin, and in case you've just come here from out of town, we have fireworks that are better than most major cities, and unlike any major city, you can get right underneath the bombs bursting in air, and you can have burning particles land on your hair. So you can feel that you're right in it. You know, and there's a lot to do on the 4th of July, but I hope that just sometime during the day, you will remember, beyond the ice cream and the popcorn and the fireworks, why it is we have this Friday off. And it ain't exactly the way they tell it in the history books. Because you have to put yourself then, not with what we know now, but then, you know, it could have come out different. And we have to thank for this day a bunch of wild-eyed, long-haired, radical agitators who just couldn't let well enough alone. They had no respect for authority or for their elders or for their betters, in a time when every man and woman on earth was expected to know who his betters were and hers. And these wild-eyed, long-haired radicals were not content with reading the French philosophers and the English philosophers who were proposing new ways of doing things. They talked it up among their friends. And one day they even went so far as to sit down and write out a little broadside they thought they would publish across the land and see if they couldn't foment some real trouble. And they got the only one of them who could write a decent hand, Tom Jefferson. He was a redhead, you know what that means. Quick-tempered, hot-headed. And he started off, he thought, we'll lull them into a sense of security. And he sat down and he wrote, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Well, now, have you ever heard a bigger bunch of flowery foo-foo in your life? I mean, and that's one sentence. You know, talk about run on. But, you know, it's just I mean, at first glance, it's just a little preamble. It's an introduction. There's nothing much to it, right? Well, if you look close at it, there's a couple of problems. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, there could be trouble here. We had better read on a little farther because old Tom is just getting warmed up. He is now ready to declare the causes, and he says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, now this is getting into uncharted territory. Endowed by their Creator, not by His Royal Majesty King George III, sovereign of the United Kingdom, soon to be the sovereign of India, which he is busy conquering, and certainly the sovereign and benefactor of the American colonies on the east coast of these distant shores. Doesn't say anything about his rights that he dispenses upon his subjects. God gives these rights. By what right does Tom Jefferson write this stuff? He's in trouble now, and let's see how much more he gets in, because he goes on. And this next sentence is the one that will shake every crowned head in Europe until it falls off. And it will change the world. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any government is disruptive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. There's happiness again. Well, by now we know that this wild-eyed bunch of treasonous, agitating anarchists is in deep, deep water. They are preaching revolution. And it's time to call out the neatly uniformed troops of His Royal Majesty King George III and put them in their place. And that little bunch that gathered around Tom Jefferson to feed this stuff in his ear that day is going to end up first in the stocks and then in a hangman's noose. But that's not quite how it turned out. And it happened that they published this broadside screed, this call to revolution on the 4th of July. And that's why we celebrate the 4th of July. And so while you're hearing Tchaikovsky or whoever, and while you're getting ready to watch the fireworks, you know, just somewhere in there, think about that. And that's why I believe this song that I'm going to do should be sung not loud to a martial beat, but rather softly and thoughtfully among ourselves, because it looks not just to the past, but also to the future. And it is a way of expressing America's dream. And the dream is something that each generation has to keep working towards, because we ain't got it right yet. You know? And it goes like this. And listen to the words, the beautiful words in this song, and they express the dream. And it says, "Oh, beautiful for pilgrims." Now I can't remember the words. "Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea." Now listen to this next verse, because we got a little ways to go on this one. "Oh, beautiful for patriots' dream that sees beyond the years, where alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea." Let's sing the first verse together one more time. "Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea." Thank you very much.
I think everybody ought to stand up and give John Cook a fantastic rendition. Hey, Cook, come out here. John, try Cook, take a bow. Come here, Cook, come here, John. John, you know, old Cook and I, we don't often agree on anything, a lot of things, you know, but he's one of those goddamn Cambridge renegades, you know, and I'm an old Western bastard out here, you know. But, John, that was the most beautiful thing you've ever done in 4 years, the goddamn Hootenanny lad. You know, I love it, John. Thank you, buddy. I love you very much.
A prince among men, Bob Dornan.
Oh, dear. I don't know, maybe you can understand why it is I like to play with that guy, you know? Ah, marvelous performance. John Cook. Okay, we're moving on. We've got a fellow from Maine come out here to live, turned cowboy out here. Does a wonderful job of singing songs for us, Wayne McKinney.
tribute to Mr. Woody Guthrie. Many a month has come and gone since I wandered from my home in those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Many a page my life has turned, many a lesson I have learned, and I feel like we're in those hills where we belong. Way down yonder on the Indian Nation, on my pony on the reservation, the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder on the Indian Nation, cowboy life is my occupation. Oklahoma hills where I was born. Well, now I sit here today, many a mile I am away from the place I rode my pony through the draw, where the black hills rose and flows and that snow-white cotton grows, and I feel like we're in those hills where we belong. Yes, way down yonder on the Indian Nation, rode my pony on the reservation, the Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder on the Indian Nation, cowboy life is our occupation, the Oklahoma hills where we belong. Okay, hang down. As I come along in age, in the land of the good old sage, the place I rode my pony through that draw, where the black oil rose and flows and the snow-white cotton grows, and I feel like we're in those hills where we belong. We're way down yonder on the Indian Nation, cowboy life is my occupation, in the Oklahoma hills where I belong. Okay, there we go. Many a life has come and gone since I wandered from my home in those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Many a page my life has turned, many a lesson I have learned, and I feel like I'm in those hills where I belong. Oh, way down yonder on the Indian Nation, rode my pony on the reservation, Oklahoma hills where I was born. Way down yonder on the Indian Nation, cowboy life is my occupation, Oklahoma hills where I was born. In those Oklahoma hills where I was born. Thank you, thank you. Another Woody Guthrie. Well, who's gonna shoe your pretty little feet? Who's gonna glove your hand? Who's gonna kiss ruby red lips? Who's gonna be your man? Well, mama's gonna shoe my little feet, papa's gonna glove my hands, sister's gonna kiss my ruby red lips, 'cause I don't want no man. I don't want no man. I don't want no man. Sister's gonna kiss these ruby red lips, 'cause I don't want no man. Hey. longest train I ever did see, 100 coaches long. Best woman I ever loved, she's on that train and gone. She was on the train and gone. She was on the train and gone. The best little woman I ever loved, she's on the train and gone. Who's gonna shoe my pretty little feet? Who's gonna glove your hand? Who's gonna kiss your ruby red lips? Who's gonna be your man? Mama's gonna shoe my pretty little feet. Papa's gonna glove my hands. Sister's gonna kiss my ruby red lips. 'Cause I don't need no man. 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 He's gonna kiss my ruby red lips. I don't need no man. I don't need no man, she said. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. You sure do. Thank you. I'd like to say happy birthday to my wife.
Wayne McKinney. Okay, we have another treat. God, well, this is a marvelous evening. We've got this group that comes here every summer from Tennessee, and they play beautiful music. They live up in, when they're here up at the Buffalo Valley, so they call themselves the Buffalo Grass. And please welcome them on stage.
Start with the bluegrass team, boys?
No. Last fall we were in Nashville to a neat little concert on the banks of the Cumberland River. We heard B.B. King, and so I hope you B.B. King fans won't hold it against us if we steal a little tune from him.
I know you've done me
Gary Smith up here to help us out on an old bluegrass tune, one called Sitting on Top of the World.
Was in the spring on a sunny day. My little love left me, she went away. Now she's gone and I don't worry, while I'm sitting on top of the world. She called from Dallas and El Paso. She said, my loving daddy, I need you so. Now she's gone and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't like my peaches, don't shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, leave my peaches be. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Mississippi River, deep and wide, I left my baby on the other side. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Show me a woman that a man can trust. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world.
Well, he's a state champion banjo player. Oh, no wonder. And we've got someone else from Tennessee. She's coming up next. This will be her 5th time with us in a row. This is Ashley Davis.
I didn't realize I'd been here 5 times already. Time flies, I guess, in Jackson. As you know, the stuff that I do is pretty much traditionally Celtic music, and I decided I'd go ahead and start things off with a traditional Celtic piece from Scotland, actually. It's from the late to early 1600s or so, 1500s, late 1500s, early 1600s, and it's about a king who has been abroad and comes home to find that his daughter, who was once a maiden, is no longer. And so it's an interesting tale. It's called Willie of Winsbury. A sovereign lady in the west, she was clothed all in green. She looked o'er her father's castle wall to see his ship sailing in. Daughter, oh daughter, said the king, why are you so pale and wan? I fear you have some sore sickness, or else you've lain with a man. You're welcome, my father dear. You are welcome home to me, for I have been sick unto my heart since you've been so long on the sea. Then cast you off your berry brown gown, you stand straight upon the stone. That I may know you by your shape, whether you be a maiden or no. And she cast off her berry brown gown, she stood straight upon the stone. Her apron was low, and her middle was round. Her face was as white as snow. Oh, is he a lord, or is he a knight, or a man of wealth and fame? Or might he be one of my serving men? I pray you tell me his name. Oh, it's not a lord, he is not a knight, or a man of wealth and fame, but he is called Willie of Winsbury. I could bide no longer alone. And the king he has called on his merry men now, by 30 and by 3. Go fetch me this Willie of Winsbury, for hanged he shall be. And in comes Willie of Winsbury. He was clothed all in silk. His hair was like the strands of gold. His skin was white as milk. Oh, it is no wonder, said the king, that my daughter's love you did win. For if I was a woman, as I am a man, my bedfellow you would have been. And will not you marry my daughter dear, by the truth of your right hand? Oh, if you'll marry my daughter dear, I will make you the lord of my lands. Yes, I will marry your daughter dear, by the truth of my right hand. But I'll not have your gold, and I'll not have your gear, and I'll not be the lord of your lands. For I have houses and I have land, I have men in my command. And were it not for your daughter fair, I would not be your serving man. And he set her upon a milk-white steed, and himself on a dapple gray. He has made her the lady of as much land as she could ride in a long summer's day. Well, I do live in Nashville now, but I was not born and raised there. I was born in Kansas and raised in Kansas. And I grew up on a block right near the university. And all of my best friends also lived on that block. There were 3 of us, well, 4 of us total, who grew up together. Jordan, Megan, and a girl named Carrie. And Carrie, we all, when we graduated, we were best friends all the way through high school. And Carrie went off to New York City. Jordan went off to Vermont. Megan went to Texas for a stint and then came up to Arizona. And I went to Nashville, all chasing our dreams, I guess. And Carrie's an artist in New York City. Carrie was always kind of a strange bird. And that's probably why I was closest to Carrie. We were both artists. We joke about it, and she says she can sell pencils on the corner while I play guitar someday when we graduate with those degrees. And the thing that was very strange about Carrie, and this is honest truth, is that wherever she went, she wore a backpack. And I'm not talking about just walking around town, which she did all the time, but if she was in a movie theater, she wore the backpack. And if she was at dinner, she wore the backpack. If she was out on the floor dancing at a bar, she had the backpack on. And so I always had kind of wanted to write a song about Carrie's backpack and what Carrie held within her backpack. Then I got a call within my first year of my probably towards the end of my freshman year, that Carrie wasn't doing too well. Carrie was pretty much hospitalized for anorexia. And I realized that Carrie had a few things in her bag that I certainly didn't know of. And that summer, I was pretty much hospitalized with mono, and ended up writing this song about Carrie and her little bag of truth, which she still wears around her back. And I just saw her this summer, and she's doing just fine now. His horse in the hour he was most needed. The maids became silent as he slowly receded. The love of his fairy tale, unarmored by the day, 'twas the bag of truth that shielded her from night and all dismay. What some thought a burden, on her back she wore proud. Despite the jeers and taunts she received from the crowd, though the evening followed her, and those shadows couldn't she lose. The prince's every hour and county's fairest muse. So what about her? Who heard her cry? Oh, come now, lovely, is it worth it all to die? In time to pass, he'll read her bag of truth and learn of all that's hidden in a smile designed for you. Her vision was flawless. The darker the night became, a better fear of parlor boredom nearly drove her insane. She sought out the prince who would dust those corners of youth, but linger he did not after learning all forsooth. So what about her? Now he heard her cry in Coward County, leaving her
distance now known. He'll walk outside the line. He truly loved a character, true only in his mind. The pieces of the bag all thought lucid by the day, and he left with so much more than ever could she say. But might she sit beside you on a warm summer's eve? She'll lean upon your thoughts and offer this to thee. Well, what about you, who hears a cry? You're so lovely, let all hear you sigh. Review that bag and learn its contents well, and always wear a smile. If needed, you could sell for some fair evening. Something may you tell.
For Carrie.
Ashley Davis. All right. Gosh, you know, we got gals in 4 consecutive groupings here. This is another couple that got their start here at the Hoot, I believe. Anyway, they wound up getting married and all that sort of thing, and they're really playing wonderful music together. This is Loretta and Bill Westbrook.
Thank you. We don't get out here as much as we'd like to these days, especially as busy as the summer is, but I was glad to see, real surprised to see a person that's very influential to me here tonight. I guess my mentor and teacher and all-around life inspiration, Glenn Exum. A hero of this valley, let me tell you. A climbing instructor and told me don't just climb, keep your music going, so if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here tonight. So you'll have to determine whether that was a good idea or not. And Bill Briggs was my first climbing guide, I think, on Cube Point. Survived that as well. If I survive this, it'll be a miracle. Yeah.
Wait, my chair's spinning around, so if I just like swing around real fast.
Quit playing with it. You gotta, always doing that. All right.
Georgia road is red, the Georgia sky is blue, and it looks just like the day that carried me to you. Oh, the good Lord up in heaven knows what I've been going through, and it looks just like the day that carried me to you. Oh, the angel in distress, you look okay to me. I'll send you my address when I know what it will be. I could easily stay with you on your side of heaven's door, 'cause I don't love you any less, and I can't love you anymore. It's Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, or Baton Rouge. Hell, I don't know just where I'm at, to tell the truth. But the good Lord up in heaven knows what I've been going through, and it looks just like the day that carried me to you. Oh, my angel in distress, you look okay to me. when I know what it will be. I could easily stay with you on your side of heaven's door. 'Cause I don't love you any less, but I can't love you anymore. When I know what it will be, I can easily stay with you on your side of heaven's door. 'Cause I don't love you any less, but I can't love you anymore. I can't love you any less, but I can't love you anymore. Thank you. This next one has a little bit of meaning because I'm from the South, originally from Memphis. So when this guy talks about one of the favorite songs that we do is either about dying or drinking or when your lover leaves you, or one of the two. So this one combines two of our favorite themes. It's a drunk that's dying.
And he's from the South.
He's from the South. But, you know, it may be an omen, I'm not sure. So we'll give this one a try. Now sang Dixie as he died. People just walked on by as I cried. The bottle had robbed him of all his rebel pride. Now sang Dixie as he died. Damned old LA street. As I say with his dying breath, laid his head against my chest, please Lord, take his soul on home to Dixie. Now sang Dixie as he died. People just walked on by as I cried. The bottle had robbed him of all his rebel pride. And I sang Dixie as he died. Son, while you still can, run back home to that southern land. Don't you see what life has done to me? Then he closed those old blue eyes, fell limp against my side. No more pain, now his soul's back home in Dixie. I sang Dixie as he died. People just walked on by as I cried. The bottle I sang Dixie as he died. And I sang Dixie as he died.
Thank you. I hear there's some Los Angeles people here.
Oh, Bill and Loretta. All right, we have one more lady playing for us tonight. At least one more. This is their second time here. They were here last week and did a wonderful job. A couple of balladeers from down in Florida. This is Herb and Diane.
Thank you for that applause. Since we were here last week, we got a record contract. We just have to buy 8 more records. First song is an old mountain song called Old Home Place.
It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the hollow where I was born. The cold dark nights make the wood smoke rise and the fox hunter blow his horn. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave the plow in the field and look for a job in the town? I fell in love with the girl from the town. I thought that she would be true, and I went away to Charlottesville to work on a sawmill crew. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave the plow in the field and look for a job in the town? My girl ran off with somebody else, and the taxes took all my pay. And now I stand where the old home stood before they took it away. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave the plow in the field and look for a job in the town? Geese fly south and the wind blows cold. I stand here and hang my head. I lost my home, I lost my true love, and now I wish that I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave the plow in the field and look for a job in the town?
You introduce this one.
Forgot the name of it.
We don't have a lot of stage
Somewhere
presentation because we don't know any jokes and nothing we do is interesting, so we just tell you the name of the song and
This is Somewhere Tonight. country song.
By who? You don't know?
No, I don't remember.
We don't know who these songs are. We're just like Xerox. We never come out with anything original. Get it? Start over. Face me.
Start over again, will you?
Are you nervous?
No.
That didn't go over too good. See, I told you we don't know jokes. Go ahead. It's a country song.
Somewhere tonight, she's a live wire. She's got her sights on someone new. Somewhere tonight, she's a high flyer, and I'm so lonesome I don't know what to do. Bet she's out there shining like a diamond, don't you know? Breaking hearts and turning heads and putting on a show. Blowing like a summer storm and drifting with the wind. I just wish she'd blow my way again. Somewhere tonight, she's a live wire. She's got her sights on someone new. Somewhere tonight, she's a high flyer, and I'm so lonesome I don't know what to do. I've read her goodbye letter at least 1,000 times. She said I was the only one who almost changed her mind. Staying home and cleaning house was not her cup of tea. Though tonight she's out there running wild and free. Somewhere tonight, she's a live wire. She's got her sights on someone new. Somewhere tonight, she's a high flyer, and I'm so lonesome I don't know what to do. I'm so lonesome I don't know what to do.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, well, there's a sincerity there that just is disarming. It's just great. The Melodies. All right. You know, I went to the doctor today, and I asked him if I was going to die. He said that was the last thing I'll do. These next guys may do a serious song someday, but it'll be the last thing they do. This is John and Peter Carney.
Hey, we gotta get Hank out here.
This tune is loosely based on an evening that I had with my friend Matt Miller from Big Piney, and we kind of like to make fun of some of the more butchered tunes, and this is one that gets pretty much murdered by a lot of people, and it's also a chance for me to get back a little bit Bill Briggs for all the introductions that he's given us through the years. They're still painful.
Is this a serious song, Pete?
This is actually, it's kind of serious, but it's about sort of where the Old West and the New West collide, you know, in a passive sense. But it's called the Night Whiner's Lament, and I don't really know it yet, so I just wrote it this afternoon. But
it never stopped us before.
All right, are you ready?
Sure, Pete.
One night after drinking in Jackson, we did the graveyard shift at the Lee J's till dawn. With some kids sitting at the next table, sniveling their eggs all night long. So I asked them, why do you whine about money when you're throwing your frisbee all day to a fat dog named Bear with a rag on your hair? Well, you must have gotten lazy out here. He said, well, I wake up in the morning, I look out the window, say no jobs out there. I say, wait a minute now. He's griping about the high cost of living, wondering if he could still afford beer. And I asked him, why do you whine about money with that beautiful girl sitting there? She ain't going nowhere, but
I can't help but stare.
And I can't help but stare. I wonder if she's met any cowboys out here.
He's hoping.
Cause you're missing the best part about the Northern Lights and drinking and getting high and everything. You'll have to walk for the cops down that great divide, and you won't get to hear old Bill Briggs sing. The rest of my biscuits, I roll out some money for the tip. I could see that I'd hurt their little feelings, but they weren't gonna give us cowboys no lip. Says, why do you ride for the money? Why do you rope for short pay? You're getting nowhere and you're losing your share. Well, you must go crazy out there. And you're missing the part about the Northern Lights. Drink beer and everything. You're gonna have to walk for the cops down the Great Divide. And you won't get to hear old Bill Briggs sing. Hey, old-a-lay.
Mr. Exum is getting up. Now, you don't need to do that there. Thank you, thank you. Pete, can I tell him? Can I tell him? Pete, this was kind of a serious song because Pete recently did have to walk the... Who's making noise out there? Is that proprietor again? God dang it, Bob. Can't you keep it down back there? Oh, wait, that's his place. Okay. He gets to do that. No, but Pete had a little run-in last week, and he did have to walk the Great Divide, so to speak. And you know what? He didn't do a very good job. Which side of the divide did you fall down, Pete? Oh, anyway, I gotta get with it here. I gotta do this next song.
Let's get with it.
Stop talking and let's get playing. Okay. Okay.
This is an old traditional song. It's actually been done by every old rock band in the world.
We need Jack up.
We did. Even the old hippies like John Cook will remember this one.
No, but you know, hey, step aside for just a second.
Step aside.
We always like to have a little lesson, you know, with our songs, try to make it edifying for you all out there to sort of compensate for the low level of taste we normally bring to this thing. And a little educational thing, and there's a great line in this song. We were sort of disputing it before, and I just wondered if among this crowd of folkies and really determined historians of this art form, if any of you know the answer to this, because there's a line in this song about, how does it go? I might be your baby, but I sure won't be your dog. Now, that's what I was thinking, but Pete said, no, it's I won't be your baby, but I sure won't beat your dog. Now, what do you think it is? Anybody got any ideas out there? It's like there's a great, my son loves Bruce Springsteen now, in spite of all my efforts to teach him good music. And there's a Bruce Springsteen song called Cover Me. Do any of you know that? It's a really great song. He does a great version of it in concert. And it's like all those songs that you never get the words right. And Will, I look over and he's sitting in the car, you know, he's kind of rocking out there. And he's going, shoveling. Shoveling. You know, this is an 8-year-old kid. I mean, like shoveling is the most important thing too. I go, Will, wait, what are you singing? Was that shoveling? And it's amazing, you know? Just cover me. So, I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this one, but eventually we're going to get to the song.
We got all kinds of time. Now that we're so prompt.
Okay. All right, now excuse me, but wasn't Jack? Okay. He's not out there, and we sure can't hold things up here tonight. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. Let's get a little rock and beat. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I'll know you're right, gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, I know you're right, gonna miss me when I'm gone. Gonna miss your daddy from crawling in your arms. Well, now loving you, baby, was easier than rolling off a log. Well, loving you, baby, is easier than rolling off a log. I tried it. I might be your baby, sure won't be your dog. It's against the law, you know. Hey.
See what did I tell you? All right, that's John and Pete Carney.
And we've got a fellow that is here for the first time. Going to play, I bet, a little bit of classical guitar, I'm going to guess. Anyway, he wants a low chair for us. This is John Dahl from up northwest.
Bainbridge Island.
Bainbridge Island. All right. Please welcome John Dahl.
Thank you. I have to adjust this thing here. Hope I can read the words to this now. All right. It's the first time I've been out here in a while. We visit our in-laws, father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law. And it's the first time I've been out here. I haven't climbed anything for, unless you want to count going up the water slide at the rec center 32 times yesterday with my 6-year-old. So that got me in shape. This song is a nightmare that a climber would have. He awakes and he's behind the wrap stand at one of the clothing stores in Jackson Hole. Bear with me, these nightmares are hard to memorize sometimes. So. I woke in this pile of clothing, Telzon gun in my hand. I've been sleeping in this lost and found behind the top of a wrap stand. I just can't take it anymore. This is not the way it used to be. I want to go back there just one more time and have a little dignity. I've been thinking about the good old days. I've been thinking about the good old days when we all had a little more space. You could drive into town most any time and still find a place to stay. I just can't take it anymore. You know it's not the way it used to be. I want to go back just one more time. And go one more time. Well, come on, Scott, let's head down to the Stagecoach Bar. You bring the money, I'll bring the cheap guitars. When they close the place, we'll float the creek. We'll be back in about a week. You pour the margaritas and keep them all in a row. You drink half and we'll drink the Jackson Hole. Come on, Dick, let's find us a Christmas tree. We'll climb up the canyon and see what we can't see. Somewhere there's a hemlock under the sun. It'll be the envy of everyone. You pop the balls and bottles, you stack them all in a row. You drink half and I'll take the Jackson Hole. I'm going back to Jackson. I've been gone a long, long time. I'm going back to Jackson. said, come on, Phil, we'll take a day or two. See what kind of trouble we can get into. You bring a rope, I'll grab a pack. We'll call the girls when we get back. You pull the margaritas and keep them all in a row. You drink half and we'll be taking. You bring half and we'll be making. You drink half and we'll be taking Jackson Hole. That was hard. The next one is it's a wedding. This is a song that I've sung at a number of weddings, and I've sung it a couple of times for other events. Just kind of turned the words around a lot of times. Tonight I'd like to sing it. This will be the first time I've ever sung its original version, and it's dedicated to my wife. I won't tell you where she's sitting. Just kind of look for the one who's got the reddest face. We've been together a long, long time. You in your world and me in mine. We've had a number of close, close calls. The voices rising within these four walls. As far back as I can see, we have shared this fierce intimacy. I still remember how we touched the very first night. It has always been love at first sight. We are as different as lovers can be. I am forever chasing a dream. You are so steady, your feet on the ground. Somehow, some way, each other we found. As far back as I can see, we have shared this fierce intimacy. You are the hand holding the string, and I am just like the kite. It's always been love at first sight. One look is all it took. Lightning strikes only twice. The room is crowded. Your friends are there. People are talking, but no one is there. Across the table, I see you smile. This hasn't happened in a long, long while. As far back as I can see, we have shared this fierce intimacy. Forever sheltered in your arms upon
John Dahl. All right, and we have one more before we take a break. Here, my co-hoot sings ballads, and often with a surprise ending for us. This is Dick Barker.
Thank you.